Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. It's been a minute since I did a video on this channel and I'm so happy to be back. My spirit guides have been pushing me to come back here. I've had all kinds of reasons not to come. Seasonal allergies, a gray backdrop that I find is not the best for videos, and then I decided to stop with the excuses. As Mel Robbins would say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So here I am, and I wanted to do a video to touch upon a couple of topics that I've been working on lately. So the first thing is the ultimate power of handing over anything to spirit. I read many books about this, including books by Tasha Silver, and one of the key ingredients to a happy, peaceful life is handing over the timing of things, the how, to God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the divine. She calls it the divine, which I love. And so if you're looking for something, an apartment, work, doesn't matter, a car, a used car, a dress for the prom for your kids, whatever it is, hand it over to the divine. She says it's fruitless and ridiculous to look for anything or to do anything without handing it over to the divine. When you hand it over to the divine, it will work. It will work in the way that it's meant to. And if there are blockages, something that I love to talk about, that means that it wasn't for you. Let's say you apply for anything, a position or something, and for whatever reason, doesn't work out. It's because something better is waiting for you. You've got something amazing coming in your life. So God is protecting you in that case. It happened to me last fall. I had spoken to someone about an opportunity, didn't hear back from this gentleman, and I know why now. God wanted me to wait. As someone who's very impatient and likes to control things, it's not easy. Patience is something that I need to work on. So God stalled this completely, never heard back from this person, and the reason was I had something amazing waiting for me a month later. So the truth of the matter is that God is in everything. And so if we want to try to control everything and stress out and be anxious about every single thing, we can. But the better way, there's a better way. There's a better way to live. There's a better way to do things. And it brings a lot of peace. I know it brings a lot of peace in my life to act this way, to know that God is in everything. The universe, my friends, is really in everything that we do, that we live, that we experience. And to think otherwise, to think that we are the controlling force behind everything, I think creates a lot of resistance, creates a lot of blockages and a lot of fear. So as a student and teacher of A Course in Miracles, the Course says there is nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear when you hand things over to the divine, when you hand things over to God. So let's say you're applying for college. You want to go to a college. You're submitting your application for next fall and you're stressed out and you're worried. Rather than take that approach and then block your manifestation, say, okay, the right college for me will select me. That's just the way it is. You know, I'm going to get student grants. I'm going to get a student loan for the perfect college for me. It's already been selected. So yes, go ahead and apply to 20, 25 places, but know that when you get a rejection from one of these places, it's because the right college is going to send you the acceptance letter. And when you live in that way, it just brings so much peace and serenity to your life. I firmly believe this in all spheres of life. And so, you know, I hear about people looking for doctors, they're looking for whatever, they're looking for the right opportunities, their life purpose. All of these things come with God. And you can also ask yourself this question, which is a prayer from A Course in Miracles. God, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say, and to whom? So in that case, you might get a hunch to go to a certain restaurant where you don't normally go. And in that restaurant will be your next boss sitting at the next table. This happened to Bashar is a famous channeler who was looking for an actor to be the narrator for his documentary. And his agent said, well, you know, we could work through this guy's agent. Let me see what I can do. And that night, the two of them, Bashar and his agent, went out for dinner to a restaurant where they don't normally go. And guess who was at one of the tables? The actor they wanted to hire to do the narration for the documentary. So that's the way the universe works, my friends. It's magical. And the more we advance, the more this planet ascends to higher dimensions, to higher energies. It's important to know that we are very powerful creators. We create with what we think, what we say, what we write, and what we declare. I declare that the perfect college is already mine. And when you declare this, you send it out to the universe, the intention that it's done. And so it is. And so it is, and so it shall be. The energy has accelerated on this planet, and so has our manifestation powers. So if you focus on negative things, on what you don't have, on the rejection letter you received, then you're lowering your vibration and you're preventing the right college or the right school or the right job to come in. Very important to stay in a high vibe. Do what you can. Exercise, dance, listen to some good music, some good tunes, happy tunes on on your way to school, in the subway, on the bus, whatever it is. Whatever it takes to keep your vibrations high will help you to attract whatever it needs to come to you. And so I'm very passionate about these teachings from Tasha Silver. She also says never to say that you are broke, that things aren't working out for you, that life is a struggle, things don't work out for me. If you say those things, what you're doing is you're blocking the good from coming to you. The universe is always on your case, always, always on your case, always wanting to bring what's right. Always, always, always. And the more you relax, the more you understand this and really, really know it in the core of your body, in your energy system, in your nervous system, the more beauty, miracles, and beautiful things are going to come to you. So that's the one thing I wanted to talk about handing things over to the divine. The next thing that I've been experimenting with is visualization. Visualization is one of our powers, according to Neville Goddard, who is a famous spiritual teacher. And I love Neville Goddard's teachings. I've read all of his books, and it's amazing how when you apply these teachings about the law of assumption, visualization, the power of visualization before you go to sleep at night, rather than watch TV, rather than watch something that's depressing, scary, or negative, the news, for example, turn all of that off and visualize yourself in the place you want to be. No matter where it is, it could be on a sandy beach with your toes in the sand. It doesn't matter. If you visualize yourself in a circumstance that's very positive before going to sleep, I guarantee you that it's going to materialize in the world. He was teaching people to pretend they were climbing a ladder. That was his big thing. And so his students would pretend that they were climbing a ladder for 20 minutes before falling asleep. And many of them ended up climbing a ladder within a week of these visualizations. And he said, listen, I asked you to visualize yourself climbing a ladder. You ended up climbing a ladder against all odds. So imagine what else you can manifest. The power is within you. It's a gift given to you by God. So practice this. Surrendering it to God, visualizing what you want. It takes the focus off what you don't want. It takes the focus off the negativity and all of the anxiety that's on our planet right now. There's a tremendous amount of fear and anxiety on our planet. So rather than look at whatever it is that brings you down, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Imagine better. Imagine your stocks going up. Imagine your bank account tripling. Imagine yourself on a sandy beach with your loved ones. Imagine yourself happy beyond measure. And that is what's going to materialize in your life. So those are the two things I wanted to touch upon. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon for another video. Until then, have a great day.